Many people use exercise as a way to manage stress. But with the following tips, you can instantly reduce stress during exercise long term. And it's all about supporting your nervous system. Believe it or not, exercise is actually a stressor to the body. So if you're adding exercise on top of an already existing high stress level, you can be experiencing stress-related symptoms like high cortisol, where you're doing the exercise, but you still have this cortisol belly, right? You can't get rid of the belly. Or you've started to exercise because you're trying to feel better and improve your energy, but you actually might be creating adrenal insufficiency, where you're going to experience lower energy because of over-exercising. Or you might even just be disrupting your sleep because your exercise intensity is too high. So the first tip on how to reduce stress is to understand your body needs to feel safe. Otherwise, your nervous system will stay in fight or flight, right? So think about it. Exercise is moving your body. It's raising your heart rate. It's actually creating a stress response. Now, there are health benefits to this, but we don't want to stay in this stress response, right? So we need a signal to our body that while we're exercising, we're still safe. So we're not having adverse effects. Because exercise that is too intense or too long can actually signal to the body it's not safe. So we want to be smart about the intensity that we are working out at, because it really can be overdone. So in the workouts I teach, we stay in low impact, and there's a big reason for this. We want to make sure that we're letting our body know we're not running from a tiger. Okay, we don't need to signal this intense fight or flight. So we have plenty of rest breaks. We can grab water so that it really does signal to the body, hey, we're good. We're not in a stress state. And I think something that's not said enough is that you do not have to work out at high intensities and beat your body up to get great results from exercise. My clients are a great testament to this, but also understanding the physiology of the body, hormones, the process of aging. We find that intense exercise in combination with high stress over a prolonged period of time will turn out to have more harm than good on the body. The next tip for reducing stress while you exercise is all in the way you breathe. And I know this sounds really simple, but the way that you breathe during exercise is very important because it signals to your body your state of being. Like if you are in a state of calmness or if you're in a state of stress. In other words, are you in fight or flight, or are you in rest and digest? Shallow, quick chest breathing is a stress response we sometimes go into when we're exercising, like we're really pushing our body and trying to go as fast as we can. And I often see it when people are trying to contract their abdominals during exercise. Instead, we want to use the diaphragm muscle to breathe. So your diaphragm is what expands your belly. And by using your diaphragm to breathe, which is the natural way of breathing, it's a calming signal to the body and brain, especially when it's slow and controlled. So I often cue during my workouts to breathe into your diaphragm and to keep a natural breathing rhythm with your movement so your breathing doesn't just run away from you. Right? Has that ever happened to you where all of a sudden you're just in sporadic breathing, or you even hold your breath, right? That is what we don't want, because that will signal to the body it's in a stress state. So remembering to breathe into the diaphragm, not shallow chest breathing, but down into the belly, this will actually trigger your body to feel safe while exercising. This is that support to your nervous system that we need to keep in mind. So this will take practice, and that's why being reminded throughout your workouts is so beneficial, and the results of this really are immeasurable. Because it's unfortunate when you can be doing all the right things, like exercising regularly and trying to get enough sleep and really try to take care of yourself, but we are unknowingly triggering the stress response within our nervous system and continuing to trigger that stress mechanism. But when we can use exercise as a healthy way to not just improve our health and our body, but also a way to increase our resiliency to stress and to reduce stress at the same time, now we're taking our self-care to a deeper and more prolific level that pays off big time, because you're no longer working against yourself. You're no longer working against that triggered stress mechanism. And the next tip I have for you to reduce stress is all about your cool down after your workout, right? So again, we want to signal to the body to come back to rest and digest so that we can stay there for the rest of our day and not staying in fight or flight because of our workout. So in our cool down, half of my workouts I do end with stretching. And that's certainly a great time to practice that diaphragmatic breathing and slowing down your breath. My favorite cool down I do with clients is just have them lay down on the floor after their workout and for 1 minute practice this deep breathing, this diaphragmatic breathing, that nice full inhale, and then a really slow exhale. So I say your exhale should be twice as long as that inhale. And this resets the nervous system into rest and digest. It only takes a minute, but we get the most of our time doing something very simple and restorative like diaphragmatic breathing. And then we transition into a minute of gratitude practice, which is a hugely calming and restorative mind and body practice. And you can learn all about this 2-minute cool down, its benefits, and the science behind it in this next video. And thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe.